Claire B. Lang on Sirius NASCAR Radio, standing by with Jimmie Johnson, who is putting on a coat that would look like he's going skiing or something. Are you covered in champagne and freezing?
Yeah, I am, and I hate being cold, so putting this coat on, warm up a little bit. But, what a great day for us. We led a lot early. There in the middle part of the race, we lost some track position and didn't really have the speed that we needed. And we got lucky on pit road. There's no way around that. But then I was able to hold off the 29 at the end.
What is it about you that you don't lose confidence coming out of Daytona, where in the last several years you haven't been able to achieve what you want, and then you come here, it starts the season, and you nail it?
Well, I think we all kind of in the sport know that you just have to shrug off last week and move on. On top of that, Daytona is so different than what we have to do here at this racetrack. The rules are so different in the cars that it's real easy to leave Daytona and go anywhere and say, okay, that was Daytona, move on. So that helped, and then we're good at letting things roll off our shoulders as a team. We had great pit stops in Daytona and capitalized on that again here today. So I feel that we're stronger as a race team, and hopefully we can get a lot of points and some wins here early in the season so that we make the chase.
Can you talk us through the end of that one? With 50 to go, it seemed like the energy, like a light bulb was just turned on, and it got real crazy for the last 50 laps. Talk us through the end of that one with Kevin Harvick in your rearview mirror.
Yeah, track position is so important, and when you have grip in the tires, you have to be aggressive and try to get every single spot. The inside lane works at times and at one end of the track, and the outside works at the other end, and it's real tough to clear anyone. And then at the end, with us being on pit road like we were, we got all that track position, and I didn't have to worry about anybody. And I had Harvick, and I got away from him, and then my car started getting really loose, and he was coming, and I moved up the track to take his line away from him, and I guess he got on the wall at some point from there, and then I was able to open it back up.
Is that tough? I mean, when you're driving like that, you're trying to watch the line that he's running, and I would think that would be the biggest challenge of it all. And Harvick said, you were protecting the line to make sure he couldn't get the real estate that he wanted.
Yeah, I can't do two things at once. So I can't go into the corner looking where he exactly is. I had an idea how high he was on the track and what lane he was running. But then when I just saw on the monitor, he was still another lane higher. So I ran, as close to the wall as I wanted to, and he was up another lane. And that's why I don't run up there, because if you slip a tire, you have no real estate left to save it, and you end up smacking the fence.
What do you like about this racetrack? Why are you so good here? And what about your hometown fans who are probably listening right now in El Cajon, and they're like, yep, our boy won the race?
I'm just excited. It's so cool to win my first race here, and then now my 48th. California has been, I've raced so much in this area, actually. There's an off-road track not far from here. The high desert area is close by. Learned how to snow ski over here in these mountains. A lot of history in the area, so it's great to be back, and I'm very proud to win this race again.
And why do you think you're so good here?
I don't know. There was a period of time a year or so ago where we lost the touch, and last little bit we've had it. So I think tracks with low grip are good for us, and this track is losing a lot of grip.
Right, and finally, leaving this racetrack and going to Las Vegas, what are your thoughts? I mean, now are you on, game on, watch Johnson, all go now that we're out of Daytona?
I feel that we're close. I still think we have a little bit of work to do. I'm really impressed with the Childress cars. I think those guys, and that's a good track for Harvick and Burton. I would anticipate those guys being really quick and tough to take care of out there. So we got a little work to do, but we're off to a good start.
Congratulations, Jimmie Johnson. Enjoy that champagne.
Thank you.
Jimmie Johnson here in Victory Lane. He reeks of champagne, and why not? He's the winner here at Auto Club Speedway. I'm standing by with crew chief Chad Knaus, and the temperature is just right with him. He is actually zipping into his Team Lowe's racing jacket because I think he's covered in champagne and Gatorade.
I am, absolutely. I've got a bit of a cold that I'm fighting, so but it's this is definitely some good medicine for the ailing sickness that I've got. What a fantastic race. We led a bunch of the race today. We took two tires there about midway through the race and got back in traffic a little bit, and things just didn't go right for a little bit, so we had to readjust to make some things happen for the end of the race. And then we came down pit road, and that caution came out just a perfect time. The guys executed a great pit stop. We beat the leader off pit road, and we started first, and Jimmie just drove one hell of a race after that.
All right, now Harvick is coming, and you're thinking what?
I'm thinking, go Jimmie, go. I mean, that is really it. I knew Jimmie wasn't going to put the car in any danger and put ourselves in a position where we would crash. Obviously, even though it's not time to be points racing, you want to start to develop a foundation, and Jimmie knew that, and he was driving the car where he felt comfortable with it and wasn't going to step out, and that was in turn making Harvick drive, a little overly aggressive. He got into the wall, and then the rest is history.
I'll tell you what, everybody expects this. You have a history of not so good at Daytona and then clicking into it. What is that all about? An extra pressure when you come here to really kick off the season here.
Well, it's unfortunate. We had a fantastic car in Daytona. We really did, and we were really looking forward to the end of the race. The 48 car was going up strong, and we had the mechanical issue, and that kind of took us out of the event. So that was really, really sad. We really worked really hard on the Daytona car, and it was really where we wanted it. A lot of people don't think that our car was as fast as what it needed to be, but it was pretty damn fast. But to come out here to Fontana and get our 48th win at the track that we got our first victory ever is a pretty cool feeling. We had a couple of new guys on the team, and to let them experience victory lane here in a real event, it's pretty fantastic.
What were you thinking from the pit box? We had everything here. We had some rain. We had weather coming. About 50 laps to go. It was like the game was on. They were like dogs chasing after meat with 50 to go. You could just feel it. You had engine issues. All of this is happening. What are your thoughts about some of those items?
Yeah, we had an awful lot going on today. Unfortunately, the engine was just a little soft for us, and we don't really understand why. So we had to just kind of power through it. But Jimmie did a really good job, and when it's falling down, you just got to feed it more gas. And we were able to get the car freed up there at the end of the event and make stuff happen. So with the weather and whatnot, we stayed out one time when it was starting to rain, and just because you couldn't tell. You couldn't even see the hills behind us because it was raining so hard over there. So we were just kind of waiting for the rain to come, and it never came, thankfully, and we were able to pull off a good finish.
Your driver did a hell of a burnout down the front stretch. How did you tell him, go ahead?
Yeah, absolutely, man. He deserves it. He enjoys doing burnouts and donuts and stuff like that. It was kind of neat because when you go through the red, white, and blue paint over there, the smoke was actually changing colors a little bit to red, white, and blue. I want to see that on tape. That was pretty cool looking.
Also, the trophy. I saw you eyeing the die-cast car of the 48. It was pulled by a Woody, so it was a trailer pulling your die-cast, and I saw you in victory lane. Everybody's embracing. You are still close to the race car and eyeballing that race car.
Yeah, I was just checking out the car, making sure it was okay, but Shanny bought Jimmie a Woody a couple of years ago, so it's kind of neat to have a Woody trophy like that, and then have it pulling the 48 car. It's kind of cool, kind of fitting.
All right, and what does this mean for your team now as we head on to Las Vegas?
I think it's a lot of momentum. Obviously, we've got a great package. We qualified well and ran very well today, so I'm excited. We're taking a brand new car to Las Vegas, and our team's working together well, gelling very good for this time of the season, and we're pretty stoked about going to Vegas. That's one of our favorite racetracks.
And finally, you keep anything out here. Some teams are staying out here and not going back in between just because it's so grueling. What are your plans for the team?
We've got our primary car has been sent. Our primary car has been sent back, has been sent out here, and we're going to change everything over, redo our transporter here tonight, and but the whole team is going back other than the truck driver.
And what do you feel most happy about as you celebrate? And you did a good job with that champagne bottle, my friend.
Yeah, fortunately enough, I've had a little bit of practice with the champagne, so that's pretty cool. We're gonna go home, and we're gonna get some rest. We're gonna go to Las Vegas. And we're gonna have some fun.
I appreciate your time. Congratulations, and a lot of champagne on you today.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to stay warm. Yeah.
All right. On Sirius NASCAR Radio, you are getting all the action in Victory Lane, where Chad Knaus has zipped into a jacket, and he is headed off to go back with his team.